Hi everybody, Army P here for Explorminate, and here we are, Stellaris 2.0. Now this is just an intro video because what I've done is I've asked our Patreon supporters and our awesome community members here at Explorminate to help me make this a really fun and interesting Let's Play. How I did this was our Patreon supporters were able to take one of 3 different options of the type of empire that I will be playing in Stellaris 2.0. So I want to thank all of our Patreon supporters for all of not only your continuing support, but of course your suggestions, and I'll get to them in just a moment. And then of course we've got our Explorminate 4 members, and they actually were able to contribute by making the empires that we are going to be playing against. So if you were able to submit that, different types of empires, you'll see that I'm going to be playing against you, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So, out of the different options, this one won 3 votes to 2, I believe, from our Patreon supporters. We are going to be playing the Explormination. It is a representative democracy with fanatic egalitarianism and a xenophile. For our traits, we chose communal and charismatic. The whole point of this particular Let's Play isn't necessarily, which might be a bit shocking considering it is the Apocalypse expansion, which of course has to do with planet killers, but we're going to be playing on the democracy side. The whole role-playing aspect of the Explormination is that we will fight for freedom no matter the cost. So perhaps we'll have a planet killer in the end, but it will be under the defensive side versus offensive. One thing I didn't do is I didn't ask for clarification on the Civics. I have had a chance to play Stellaris 2.0 for a couple hours, and I will tell you it's a massive change. And I'll get more into that once we dig into the Let's Play. This particular video is just going to be about showing you guys the different the empire I'm going to play as, and of course the ones that got submitted by our 4 members. Back to this. Our Civics are Free Haven, which is going to be a migration attraction. We're going to invite all different types of friendly Xenos to our empire, so we're going to try to get as many of them by attracting it through migration. And Beacon of Liberty is a plus 15% to Unity. The reason I chose this is because I'm going to want to unlock as many of the Ascension perks as quickly as I possibly can. It's a personal preference of mine of how I play Stellaris. I really like unlocking those traits, and I also want to see some of the new ones that they've popped off at the end. Basically very powerful edicts using Unity. Now, without further ado, we have quite a few, I believe 9 different empires. I'm going to quickly go through this kind of a recap of each one of these that were created by our 4 members, and then what I'll do is I will put a link in the comment section below, in the details below, and you'll be able to go to the forum, our Explorminate forums on Steam, to check out in full detail all of these as they got written up. And if you want a little bit more, I can always maybe take a screenshot of some of these in particular if you want to know more information, because some of our 4 members really did a great job filling out the backstory. So, without further ado, the Explormination will be tangling up with the Tacky Tours Supremacy. The basic idea here is this is a hive mind that will basically go to your planet and act like a complete tourist, taking pictures, buying, trinkets, enjoying the sights, but over time eventually insidiously enslaving you and getting you to watch the Kardashians, which is hilarious to me. So they obviously look like they're friendly, but they're actually foes. The second one is the Eternal Domination of Zul, and this is a really interesting one for its backstory. They are the Razmaga, and they communicate by basically screaming at the top of their lungs, like by large sounds and vibrations. It's a very interesting backstory. I really encourage you to go into the forums and read this one. They are going to be a imperial empire, authoritarian, xenophobic, and militaristic. So basically they don't really like anybody, so we're going to try to steer clear with them, or try our best to make friends. We got the Spucklax, and they are a reptile race that basically grew up under very harsh conditions on Zel or Tesnar, and they've learned basically to look inwards in their own spirituality and become strong that way. So you can see some of the things that they have here. They're a holy tribunal oligarchy, xenophile, pacifist, and spiritualist. They don't necessarily want conflict. They had enough of it growing up or evolving on their planet. And there's some of the statistics on that. We've got the Bakothi hegemony, and they grew up on a very harsh condition, just like the Spuklaks did, but it was an Arctic condition, and they were very clan-like base, clan-like society. The weather conditions were so bad, in fact, that they actually learned how to create robots, not only for tools, but in combat as well. So because of that, they have taken the Civic mechanist, which they will start with robot pops on their planet already. So they are a xenophile, so they do enjoy meeting other races, but they're also fanatic materialists, so they're going to be very, very good at research. The Titanic spread is a very interesting submission that we got. The sporozoids are actually two separate beings. One is actually kind of like a creep that goes underneath the shell of the planet and absorbs all of the moisture to create huge caverns near the crust of the planet. And in these caverns, they basically create like a biosphere of, you know, ocean-type settings. It's a very, very interesting backstory. I really suggest you read it. They're xenophobic because they don't particularly get along with other people. It doesn't mean that they don't like you, it just they just don't have anything in common. And they're fanatic pacifists. So you can see here that we're kind of getting a nice spread of everything between spirituality, materialists, and now we're going to get to the nit and gritty. Of course, we've got a couple of pacifists. The Ice Machine Empire, which was made by Ice Mania. Thanks a lot, Ice. Appreciate this. Of course, he's going to make... This is a gentleman here who enjoys playing the game on insane difficulty with the crisis bar all the way to 5. He's a sick individual. Anyway, he's of course created the Rogue Defense System, which is a machine intelligence. It's a determined exterminator, which means that they don't have to worry about any of the new claim system that is going to be in the game, and I'll explain that later. Essentially, an determined exterminator takes what they want without having to worry about any type of claim system. They're going to be very difficult to deal with. They're rock bears. Essentially, he's created this to make this Let's Play more difficult on me, so I appreciate it. This was done by my real-life brother, I'm Army P, his name is Ninja P, and he did this just for the exact same reason why Ice Mania did it to me, and that's just to be a solid thorn in a very sensitive area. Although he's got a good sense of humor about it. This is called the LSH network, so if you can guess from the picture, and if you were born before 1982, or after 1982, you might not get this, but this is the Little Shop of Horror network. So the race is called Seymour, and the idea here is at some point they were flung off of the planet in the mid-1980s, grew up somewhere else, and now just want to eat everybody. They are a hive mind in devouring swarm. Feed me, Seymour, feed me! If you don't get that, I don't blame you. I was playing this one. We had an option for another machine empire, but this was a rogue servitor. I actually had this as a suggestion, but it was so close in its background to what I had just played in my last game in 1.9, I just decided to keep it. So basically, you got your pretty standard synthoid supervisors. They're going to be loving any organics by making sure they don't hurt themselves by putting them into utopia-like settings and taking all responsibilities away from them. Now, I know there's one gentleman who's probably wondering, where are we? We got the I'm gonna mess this up. Korvlaktu Concordiate. This was a race that I asked our 4 members to create for the Utopia Let's Play that I did last year, and they never ended up getting onto the actual Let's Play. Echo, I'm apologizing, but you are in there. You can see I've got a laundry list on the left-hand side of all my different empires. You are in the game. So this is a spiritualistic, I believe. What do we got? Okay, yeah, fanatical, a spiritualist, and a xenophile. And there were a lot of bloody wars, and then they found spirituality, and they bonded together on that. So those are going to be the players. I think I'm going to, at the total of 9, I am actually the 10th. I'll probably add 2 more random ones just for fun. But we'll go through that time. I will select him, and I will just show you the settings that I'm going to be playing on, and that'll be the end of this video. And the next one, we can cut past all of the bureaucracy. You'll know exactly what my settings are, who I'm going to be playing against, and we'll dive right into Stellaris 2.0. I will be playing on a large map. I think I'm going to do a spiral 2 arms. It was actually pretty good. I'm going to change that to 12 AIs just to have a little bit more space to move around, although that's not really required. 2 Fallen Empires, 2 Marauder Empires. Traditional cost I'm going to keep the same. Habitable Worlds. I'm going to take the Primitive Civilizations down to 0.75. I don't want to get too mucked up with them early. Crisis Strength, I have no idea. I haven't played the Crisis in 2.0, so we're going to keep that the same. In fact, we're going to keep mostly everything the same. AI Aggressiveness, I'm going to turn to high, and I'm going to play probably on hard. I normally play between hard or very hard. I haven't played a lot of 2.0, so I don't know how this is going to muck around. I don't necessarily know how they're going to play out, so I'm going to be playing on hard, on high aggressiveness. Sorry, Ice, I know you want to be on insane. Not going to happen. Advanced Empires off. Hyperlane Density, of course, you know the changes in the faster than light. We're only getting 1 to start with Hyper Lane. I'm going to keep that at 1. Abandoned Gateways 1. Holes paired, and there we go. So that is where I'm sitting. That is going to be what the settings I'm going to be playing at. Now you should be seeing this video at the exact same time as my first video. I'm going to be popping them to on once the embargo lifts on the very day. So you should be getting this video, and you should be able to jump right into the next video, and we'll be able to start this Explorminate Let's Play. So I want to thank everybody from Explorminate, especially our Patreon members and our 4 members who contributed. I hope you guys really enjoyed this Let's Play, because I can't wait to show you Stellaris 2.0. Till then, I'll see you in the next episode.